1051, what's popping? It's Trending Topics Hour. My good friend Stretch and Bobbito just joined me in the studio.
Yes.
Hello.
Adjust the mic. Check my mic level.
Listen, I had a long week. I would like if you just hosted today. Would you even know how to get on commercial radio and just host the show today now?
Well, I'm going to remark. I'm going to make I'm going to blast from the past. In 1996.
Oh, gosh.
The three of us did a commercial radio show.
Yes.
Twice in one season. Do you remember that?
I was there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
It was called The B-Side.
Oh, yes.
And the three of us did it together. And we had Q-Tip.
With me?
Yes.
Prime
time.
Me?
Yeah.
You know,
at 8 o'clock.
back in the day, anyway, so.
Angie was with us?
It was me, you, and Angie all together. And here were our guests. I have cassettes.
We had Redman
and Q-Tip.
You have cassettes?
And the name, do you have those digitized?
Yes, I do. I have the shows.
Because I have the analog cassettes still to this day.
Okay. Q-Tip
was our first guest.
Yeah.
And the three of us hosted it together at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. And what we did, the theme was we were previewing the album, the Tribe album, before it came out. And then it was such a success, we did it again with Redman. But you don't remember that.
I don't. I'm a terrible person.
Management had you with us because they needed to make sure
that we were out of control.
Okay.
Well, we still were.
That's so great. You have this. You have proof of this?
I do. I have recordings.
Can I please have it?
I will share with you. I will share.
So if you happen to be maybe 12 years old listening and you're tuned in right now, let me just introduce Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito Garcia. Bobbito Garcia.
Barbie Bongos.
Garcia. Stretch and Bob had the ultimate college radio hip hop show of the land in the world. This is the show. Their radio show was the show that I used to listen to while I was starting on the radio because I was terrible. And I used to listen to you guys and feel like I want to be like them one day.
Aww.
I know. And then,
but wait, the crazy thing is that you used to listen to us
while I was on the air.
While you were actually on the
air. Correct. I was like on overnights broadcasting, and then I would have you on in the studio. It's true.
Crazy.
Anyway,
and a little clock radio.
100%. 100%. Yeah, because it was in the middle of the night, and you were entertaining and funny and dumb, and then my favorite rappers were freestyling, and it was a good time.
Was there ever a moment when you forgot to turn the clock radio off?
Probably.
And you went on air and
with
you could
your
still
broadcast? Probably. Probably. It probably happened. Anyway, so Stretch and Bob now have a documentary out, Radio That Changed Lives.
Bong, bong, bong.
Ooh. The most amazing thing about it, number one, it's really good.
And you're in it. You're interviewed in it.
I am. Thank you. I have a little part. But
bigger than a little part. You're in it a couple of times.
And at a very key part of the film.
Crucial moments.
Which we don't want to divulge.
You're right. You couldn't have done it without me.
We couldn't
absolutely
We couldn't have.
Very sensitive, emotion-infused part of our story.
Oh, it's really good.
Thank you, Angie.
I took Jovan with me, and I took Cuddy. Cuddy, how old are you? 23? So you were how old when Stretch's and Bobbito's show was on? 5 years old. Look at you.
I love it. I appreciate that.
That's the point of the film.
That's the point of the film, is to bring people back who experienced it, and for people who haven't or didn't, give them a little taste, a little morsel.
Yo, you should have DJ'd on my Live at 5. I do guest DJs. When was the last time either one of you DJ'd on commercial radio?
When Cuddy was 11.
Back when Cuddy was 11. Can you still do it? Are you still capable?
If you provide me with radio versions,
clean versions,
I could do it.
Okay.
But I don't have clean versions.
All right, we'll book you another day.
Yeah, we'll do it.
You have time. You're gonna be out promoting this movie for a while, right?
For next years to come. I mean, we hope that in 30 years people will still be interested in Stretch and Bobbito, Radio That Changed Lives, the documentary that just released in theaters this weekend.
What did you take, like a some sort of media training class?
Tiffany walked in here, our publicist, like, there's no more joke. You got to be like,
It's so good, guys. And then you'll see whether you're a fan of the show or not a fan of, or never heard the show, like somebody like Cuddy. It's just really good. It's like it really gives you a sense of what the New York hip hop scene was like at that time, and why you guys mattered so much, and you get to see all types of, like, I don't know, give them a rundown of who.
Well, I mean, basically in the film we feature Nas, Jay, M, just to name a few that you might be familiar with, but in the 8-year period that we were on the air here in New York on 89.9 FM, 1990-98, we introduced the world to at least like 30 artists who at this point collectively have sold in excess of 300 million records.
Wow.
And counting. But that's just a small part of it. We had about 300 unsigned artists come to our show in that 8-year period. And so we just tried to, I was the director of the film, Stretch was the music supervisor and co-producer. And I just tried to, in terms of writing the film, you know, include the most compelling stories of all those unsigned artists, like including Wu-Tang. We have an amazing archive audio moment with Biggie when he was 16 years old, 3 years before his album came out. You know, Big L is in the film, that whole Big L,
Do you know
Jay-Z.
the Biggie verse? Do you know the Biggie verse?
I mean, we can't say it now. We'd rather people come see the movie at either BAM or
Do
Mazes
you want us to do karaoke right now?
I want you to do like 4 bars.
Mumbling. No. No, that's classic.
I just wanted to see if you would do it. Sometimes I just throw it out there and see what happens.
No doubt. But, you know, a lot of your listeners, they're familiar with the Big L, Jay-Z 9-minute freestyle that happened on but they don't know it was on our show. And so now we're giving the background to that moment.
And then you actually go to Jay's now, and he kind of talks about it and reflects on it now, which is kind of cool to see. Jay even
quotes Big L's verse towards the end, and it's a beautiful moment to see him where he is now, giving respect to the deceased, you know, artist known as Big L, who we all admire and love.
Yeah, no doubt. And one of the things I love about it too is I was saying this to you when I went to the screening is that the premiere that radio doesn't get documented because we are documenters. Right, so we interview the people, we do all that, but a lot of times our place in history never gets told, just in radio in general.
Yep. Great point.
I loved that you did that. I loved for you, not just for you, but for radio people across the country, just probably feel really connected to that. And
absolutely, and also like in terms of college radio, you know, we were on Columbia University station, and you know, it's interesting the era that we represented because, you know, post 98 when the internet comes into full force, you know, really college radio, it lost that sort of bed in terms of being like the feeder, you know, and so it's not just documenting radio, but it's documenting a lost era whereby artists, before they became huge, had to come through people like us.
Yes.
You know, so.
And they had to be good.
We hoped.
Right. Yeah, no, it was so good.
We really felt that, you know, Stretch and Bobbito radio show, what that did represent for our listeners and me and Stretch, as well as the artists that came through, it changed all of our lives. Like, and when you see the film, it'll be clear why we can state that.
And the listeners.
Yeah, didn't I include that?
You did.
You did. Oh, okay.
Pay attention to it.
We have to emphasize the listeners.
Yes.
So listen. So today, the movie's out. It's out. So how do they see it? If you can't be in Harlem tonight for this,
it's playing at BAM in Brooklyn until Thursday, October 8th. It's playing every single night this week in Harlem at the Maisel Cinema, and one screening a night. But then our digital release is October 22nd.
Oh,
so that means that people worldwide can watch the film, download, stream, rental, wherever they want, exclusively on Vimeo on demand. And that'll be for some period, and then afterwards we'll branch out to every outlet you could imagine, you know, Netflix, iTunes, on and on and on.
Yeah, please don't feel like this film is going to pass you by. You will have many opportunities, but we encourage you to see it in the theater
as soon as possible, right? And the experience of the theater is kind of cool.
But the theater experience is special because you get to see it with the community, and you hear, you know, for example, we screened it at Central Park Summer Stage for our 25th anniversary. We started the radio show in October 1990. So we pulled together a bunch of artists to perform, and then afterwards we screened it outdoors in front of 3,500 people in Central Park, which was crazy. I mean,
wow.
As the filmmaker, as the director, I've seen the film 5,000 times. I was sitting next to Stretch watching it, and when you hear 3,500 people laughing,
you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah. I caught goosebumps, right?
Oh,
we both
great.
caught goosebumps. I caught goosebumps in moments of the film that I had never even felt emotional about. So it was, it was a beautiful
the power
thing.
Of people.
That's it. That's
the
what
power
it is.
Of the people.
That's what
great.
it is.
So we can see it digitally later. Now you can see it in a couple of spots.
Yep.
And then also I do have to mention, I know we're not promoting that today, but this is Bobbito's second film. He did a movie about pickup basketball.
Yes. That you came, Angie, you're beautiful because you came to the Urban World premiere of Doing in the Park Pickup Basketball.
I loved it.
And you came to our Urban World premiere.
I don't know if you know, but you're my friend.
No, I know, but
I would like to support you when you have these amazing accomplishments in your career.
Thank you, but I'm your friend too, and you know, and I don't take it for granted that you've come out of your way. I mean, you brought your son.
My son is obsessed with that movie. If you haven't had a chance to see it, if you're a basketball fan or a sports fan or anything like that, it's really my son loves the movie. He knows like the whole movie by heart.
or not a basketball fan.
Right.
And I'll say that obviously if you're listening to the station, you are a hip hop fan, but I would encourage people that you out there that you're friends with that aren't into hip hop to see this film, because I think the film really resonates beyond hip hop. And I think if you're curious about hip hop and you see this film, you will understand hip hop in a way that you might not just by tuning into the radio or turning on the TV.
Word. And you can see. Do we have everything? Do we hit everything?
Stretchandbobbito.com.
There you go.
For all information.
For all of y'all, stretchandbobbito.com. You should. I swear it's so good. Not because they're here and not because I like them. But
no, if you loved us,
I love you.
Yeah.
But it's really good. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Because you really it really takes you back to that moment, and
Word.
it really there's so many things about it. Like you said, if you're a hip hop fan, if you're not, if you're a radio fan, if you're not, there's just there's a lot there.
And if you just tuned in, I want to thank on behalf of me and Stretch, you, Angie, for taking part in our film. You were in it. You were interviewed. I don't know if you remember when we did the interview, but I just like we did for Jay, Nas, and everybody else, we gave you a Walkman with a cassette of Jay-Z freestyling on commercial radio, and it bugs you out because you were listening to it in the headphones, and it was Jay's verse from I forget the 12-inch, but it hadn't come. He was doing a verse before it came out. You were like looking at me like, "Yo, this is the verse from da da da." And I was like,
"That's crazy."
You're a student. You're a student.
We absolutely. We're gonna play something now. Actually, we have a clean version. This is featured in the movie. This is the legendary. Well, why don't you set it up? Why are you making me talk? You promote your movie.
This is the legendary 79-minute freestyle. You only got the 8-minute version.
But tell them what it is.
It's Big L and Jay-Z going back to back in 1995.
Yeah.
Wow.
On our show.
Who did Jay come with? Was he a big entourage? He was new. He was brand new,
Jay
right?
always moved solo.
Just Jay and Big L. Did they come together?
But L,
Yes.
yeah. L brought Jay up.
And Jay had never been on our show before, and to his recollection, it was his first radio appearance. Big L had came on our show in 1992 as an unsigned artist. Jay, at the time, when he showed up in 95, had a 12-inch out, but no distribution for an album or anything. So this is like a frozen moment in hip-hop history. Two heavyweights, one who will go on to sell 75 million records, the other who would unfortunately go away to go away from our earth. He was murdered, unfortunately, and so we always think about how great he might have been.
Right.
But Big L and Jay, on our show, you'll hear me Stretch in the background, talking smack and going ooh-wee, and all that. So
we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it.
Word.
That's great. This is just one of the moments that you will see in the movie, and everybody should go see it. And congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angie.